Amazon is getting ready to have its second biggest sale of the year. I've got some tips on how you can save the most. Welcome to Gary Talks Money, the finance channel without the gimmicks. My name is Gary, and today we're going to take a quick look at Amazon's second biggest sale of the year, Prime Big Deal Days. I'm going to fill you in on what this sale is all about, whether the limited time deals Amazon is offering are actually good, and some tips to help you stay on budget and keep from overspending. But first, I want to remind you about my new podcast. The first episode is out now, right here on YouTube and all the major music and streaming platforms. If you want to check it out, a link will be up there and down in the description below. All right, let's talk about Prime Big Deal Days. All right, to start off, I figured we'd begin with a little bit of information about what this sale is all about. So, if you know anything about Amazon at all, you've probably heard of Amazon's Prime Day sales. Prime Day is a 2-day sale that Amazon holds every year, usually in the summertime. This year, the Prime Day sale happened from July 11th through the 12th. Now, Prime Big Deal Days is actually a different sale that is typically held in the fall rather than the summer. Prime Big Deal Days actually used to be called Amazon Prime Early Access Sale, and this is the first year that it's being called Prime Big Deal Days. Last year, it was called the old name, but this year it's been renamed to Prime Big Deal Days. Now, Amazon calls Prime Big Deal Days a quote-unquote 48-hour holiday kickoff event. And that's exactly what it is. It is a 2-day shopping event that helps Amazon jumpstart its holiday sales. Now, what I want you to know is that this sale event is not as much designed to help you save money as it is designed to help Amazon make money, and lots of it. Now, this year, Amazon's Prime Big Deal Days runs for 2 days from October 10th to October 11th. And during that time, there are going to be sales on all sorts of items. Things like home goods, clothing, electronics, beauty products, and so much more. Now, similar to Amazon Prime Day, there are going to be some deals that are released in phases. Amazon calls these lightning deals, and these are released every 5 minutes. Now, these lightning deals are usually higher end items that tend to have deeper discounts. The only catch is these are limited quantities, so there are not going to be tons and tons of these items available, and you have to act quickly if you want to claim a discount on them. Now, along with the lightning deals, Amazon also has a limited selection of items that are available on an invite-only basis. What that means is you will actually have to apply for the item in advance. You'll get on a list, and then if Amazon chooses you to get that deal, you can go check out and purchase the item. Now, the thing to note about those invite-only items is that you will have to apply for them well in advance. So, if you're interested in a particular item that is going to be invite-only, you should probably go take a look and see if that invitation list has opened up and get your email address on there so that you can potentially claim an item when it goes on sale. Now, another really important thing to note is that these deals are only available to current Amazon Prime subscribers. So if you don't have an Amazon Prime subscription, you're going to need to set one up in order to be eligible for these deals. Now, right now, a Prime membership is either $15 a month or $140 per year. So if you're not a current subscriber, you're definitely going to want to factor that into the price of the items that you're looking at and decide whether it's going to be worth it for you. All right, now that we talked a little bit about the sale itself, let's go on and talk about whether there are actually any good deals to be found. So, are there actually any good deals to be found during Amazon's Prime Big Deal Days event? Well, the answer is actually yes and no. Now, similar to Amazon Prime Day, a lot of the items that are going to be offered during Prime Big Deal Days are going to be around 10 to 15% off. Now, something to note is that during previous Prime Day events, some shoppers have actually noticed that items that weren't even discounted were labeled with a Prime Day Deals tag. Now, in some cases, shoppers have even noted that prices presented on Prime Day as sale prices were actually higher than the previous list price of the item days before. Now, while you can find deeper discounts on some items, they are going to tend to be limited time deals, like those lightning deals that we talked about earlier, that have a countdown clock and limited item availability. Now, something to note about these lightning deals is that they are very intentionally designed to make you spend more money. Things like the big countdown clock and the low stock notifications are designed to push you into an impulse purchase and create a false sense of urgency about the item. Now, while there are definitely some good deals during these lightning deals, you just have to realize the psychology behind them and know that they're designed to help sell as much product as possible. Another thing to note about pricing during these Prime sales events is that some items are not even available at their lowest price that they historically have been on Amazon. Sometimes you can get just as good a deal on an item outside of Prime Day with things like seller promotions, price drops, and coupons. Now, with all that being said, it's not all doom and gloom. There are some good deals to be found during Prime Big Deal Days. In doing my research for this video, I did find some pretty good deals on things like Amazon's own electronics, things like their Fire tablets and their Echo smart speakers. There's also some pretty good deals on toys, vacuum cleaners, headphones, and other electronics. If you're interested in seeing a full list of some of the better deals that are out there, I will have a few websites linked down in the description below. All right, now that we talked a little bit about the sale itself and whether there are any good deals to be found, let's wrap it up with a few tips on how to keep yourself on budget and keep from overspending. So, my very first tip about how to keep yourself in check and not spend too much is create a budget for your shopping spree and definitely write down the items that you are most interested in picking up. It is very, very helpful to put constraints on yourself and just list the items that you're most interested in getting during this sale. Now, my recommendation is to only look for the items that are on your list and to stick with the budget that you set up for yourself. Another thing that I would recommend is during this sale to check for cheaper alternatives. Oftentimes, there are very similar items that are being offered at a lower price. If you're able to live with a slightly different product at a lower price, you might be able to save yourself some cash. My other recommendation is don't allow yourself to put things that you absolutely don't need in your shopping cart. Stick to the constraints of your list, stick to the budget that you set up, and you'll be more likely to stay on budget and to spend less. Now, my next recommendation is to cross-shop or comparison shop the deals that you're looking at on Amazon. Do not take Amazon's word for it that this is the lowest price of the season or the best price out there. You're going to want to comparison shop what other retailers are offering that same item at. There is a very good chance that another retailer like Walmart or Target has a similar or the same item at a lower price. So definitely check with other retailers to see if they have lower prices before you click that buy button. Now, stores like Best Buy, Walmart, and Target are all having sales around the same time as Amazon's sale, so it's definitely worth checking out to see if some of the items you're interested in are available at a lower price at some of these retailers. Now, the great thing about the sales that are being offered at both Target and Walmart is they are available to all customers. You do not have to be a member of any kind of special program in order to get those prices. Now, Walmart's sale actually starts on October 9th and runs through October 12th, while Target's sale began on October 1st and is running through October 7th. Now, while we're talking about comparison shopping, it is worth mentioning that it might actually be worth waiting for Black Friday, which is just around the corner. Some of the items that you're interested in may definitely be available at some of these same retailers at lower prices than Amazon is offering during this sale. Now, the last thing that I recommend you do before you click buy is to actually check the price history of the item that you're interested in. You can check price history of any item on Amazon through a service called Camel or through a browser extension called Keepa. Both of these services are going to offer you a very detailed price history, and they're going to tell you whether an item that you're interested in is actually available at its best price. Another browser extension called Capital One Shopping can even cross-check prices for you in the background and suggest a retailer that has it available at a lower price as well. Alright guys, that's going to be about it for this video. I hope that you found this information about Prime Big Deal Days to be helpful. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Definitely be sure to check out my new podcast. A link to the podcast is available in the description below. Until next time guys, take care and I'll see you later.